Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that is sending real shockwaves through the tennis world. What started as a strong tournament run by Alexandra Eala has quickly turned into something much bigger. Back in Manila, major news outlets like ABS-CBN and countless posts across Twitter and TikTok began amplifying the moment, turning social media into a megaphone for Filipino tennis fans. The message spreading online was simple and powerful. Alex needs our support, and the only way to watch her matches live is through the tennis channel. Within hours, fans across the Philippines and the global Filipino diaspora responded. Thousands subscribed to the network just to watch her matches live, creating a surge in viewership that broadcasters simply did not anticipate. Tennis has historically struggled to deeply connect with Southeast Asian audiences, often being viewed as an elite sport, but Eala has completely shattered that barrier. She is relatable, proud of her heritage, and constantly acknowledges her supporters. When she gives post-match interviews and switches into Tagalog to thank Filipino fans around the world, she creates a powerful emotional connection, essentially telling them that she sees them and that she is playing for them. That bond explains why so many supporters chose to pay for live broadcasts rather than wait for highlights. They weren't just buying a tennis match, they were buying a moment of national pride. This sudden surge has left the Women's Tennis Association and major broadcasters stunned. Networks typically predict viewership based on years of historical data. They know roughly how many fans will tune in for stars like Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, or Coco Gauff. What they did not expect was an entire nation suddenly logging on simultaneously to watch a second or third-round match at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells. That unexpected surge has completely changed how some executives are evaluating a player's value. Eala is no longer just important because of her ranking or her results. She represents access to a massive and passionate audience that had previously been underrepresented in tennis broadcasting. In other words, she has become a bridge connecting the sport to a huge new market that broadcasters are now realizing has enormous potential. Of course, the reason all of this attention exists in the first place is because of the tennis itself. Eala's run at Indian Wells is the result of years of development and hard work, but the spark that truly launched her onto the global stage came during the Miami Open in 2025, when she shocked the tennis world by defeating world number 2 Iga Swiatek. That moment announced her arrival, but sustaining success after a breakout performance is the real challenge for young players. Many rising stars struggle once expectations grow, but Eala's performances in 2026 suggest she has matured into a far more complete competitor. Her match against Diana Yastremska showed that growth clearly. Yastremska is one of the most powerful hitters on the tour, capable of blasting opponents off the court with raw aggression, yet Eala handled the challenge with impressive tactical maturity. Instead of trying to out-hit her opponent, she relied on intelligent movement, strong defense, and deep penetrating ground strokes to keep Yastremska off balance. The final score of 7-5, 4-6, 7-5 reflected a match filled with tension and mental toughness, especially when Eala had to regroup after losing the second set and fight through the decisive moments of the third. The real explosion in attention, however, came during her highly anticipated match against world number 4 Coco Gauff. Just weeks earlier at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, Gauff had defeated Eala comfortably, so many observers expected a similar outcome. Instead, the match revealed how quickly Eala's game is evolving. She entered the court with a clear strategy, playing with controlled aggression and patience rather than rushing points. Her serve percentage improved, her returns were deep, and she consistently targeted areas of the court that placed pressure on Gauff. The result was a stunning start as Eala surged ahead 6-2, 2-0, while dictating the tempo of the match. Unfortunately, Gauff was dealing with a serious arm injury and was forced to retire before the match could reach its natural conclusion. While no competitor enjoys winning under those circumstances, the tennis played before the retirement showed that Eala was executing her game plan at an extremely high level. Interestingly, even Coco Gauff herself has acknowledged the incredible energy of Eala's fan base. She previously mentioned that playing against Eala sometimes feels like an away match because the Filipino crowd is so passionate and vocal. That level of support has not gone unnoticed by respected voices in the sport either. Legendary coach Paul Annacone, who once worked with icons like Pete Sampras and Roger Federer, recently praised Eala's composure and humility, noting that she seems to possess the rare ability to thrive under pressure rather than collapse beneath it. According to Annacone, the combination of elite athletic skill and strong mental resilience is what separates promising players from future champions. One of the most emotional moments of Eala's run came after her victory over Goff, which happened to fall on International Women's Day. During her on-court interview, instead of focusing purely on tactics or statistics, she used the platform to thank the women who inspired her. She praised Coco Gauff as a role model and then turned toward the stands to acknowledge her mother, expressing gratitude for the sacrifices that helped her reach this stage. That moment of authenticity resonated deeply with fans around the world and demonstrated why so many people are becoming emotionally invested in her journey. Looking ahead, Eala's next challenge comes against rising Czech star Linda Noskova in the round of 16. Noskova is known for her aggressive baseline style and powerful flat strokes, making this a fascinating tactical matchup. Eala will likely need to combine the defensive resilience she displayed against Yastremska with the smart, patient aggression she showed against Goff. If she can push Noskova deep behind the baseline and open the court with her heavy topspin, she has a strong chance of controlling the rallies. But regardless of what happens in the next match, the bigger story is already unfolding. The so-called Eala effect is proving that a single athlete can reshape the economic landscape of a sport. If a deep run at Indian Wells can trigger such a dramatic increase in subscriptions and global attention, imagine the impact if Eala eventually reaches the finals of a major event like the Wimbledon Championships or the US Open. Broadcasters are already realizing that millions of viewers across the Philippines and the global Filipino community are eager to follow her journey in real time. In many ways, Alexandra Eala is not just building a successful career, she may also be opening the door for tennis to grow in an entirely new region of the world. But make no mistake, every player in the draw can feel it. They see the flags, they hear the thunderous cheers, and they understand that facing Alexandra Eala means dealing with far more than just a talented opponent. It means stepping into an arena filled with energy from thousands of supporters in the stands and millions more watching around the world. That wave of support creates an intense atmosphere that can easily rattle even experienced players. In many ways, Eala's fan base has become a real competitive advantage. What we are witnessing right now could be the rise of a generational icon, someone capable of carrying forward the legacy of Asian tennis stars like Lee Na and Naomi Osaka, but doing so with a uniquely Filipino spirit and an unprecedented level of digital support from fans across the globe. The thousands of supporters who flooded platforms like the Tennis Channel to watch her matches aren't just a random spike in viewership. They represent the beginning of a new era in tennis fandom. Their message is clear. Tennis is truly global, and when a star emerges from the Philippines, the entire world will pay attention. Looking ahead to the rest of the 2026 season, the narrative surrounding Alexandra Eala has completely changed. She is no longer simply a promising young player trying to break through. She is becoming a figure powerful enough to influence viewership trends and broadcasting strategies. She is the kind of player who can turn a routine weekday match at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells into a major event for fans thousands of miles away. Her rise is showing the tennis world something important, that passionate supporters are willing to invest directly in the sport when they feel represented by a player they believe in. The reaction from the Women's Tennis Association may be surprised today, but it could soon become the new normal as Eala's career continues to grow and her global fan base becomes even larger and more influential with every match she plays. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive into the phenomenon that many are already calling the Eala effect. We've looked at the matches, explored the economic impact of the global Filipino diaspora, and examined why Alexandra Eala is quickly becoming one of the most exciting rising figures in professional sports. The thousands of fans who subscribed just to watch her compete aren't simply supporting an athlete. They're making a statement about the changing landscape of tennis fandom. What we're witnessing right now is a powerful intersection of sport, national pride, and global connection. Eala's journey at Indian Wells isn't just about ranking points or prize money. It's about the pride and excitement of millions of people watching one of their own succeed on one of the biggest stages in the world. Now I want to hear from you. Did you subscribe to the tennis channel specifically to watch Alexandra Eala play this week? What did you think of her tactical adjustments against Coco Gauff before the unfortunate retirement? And looking ahead to her round of 16 clash against Linda Noskova, what do you think will be the key to victory for the Filipina star? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and messages of support in the comments below. I read as many of them as I possibly can, and the discussions in this community are always just as exciting as the matches themselves. If you enjoyed this deep analysis and want more detailed coverage of tennis stories like this, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow and tells the algorithm that you enjoy this kind of in-depth sports content. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'll continue tracking the journey of Alexandra Eala alongside the biggest developments across the WTA and ATP tours throughout this exciting 2026 season. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.